Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So for Ethereum, we continue to see sideways movement here. It's a little bit similar to Bitcoin in that there is no meaningful breakout yet. There is no meaningful signal of the market that we can use to determine if we are going up or down here in the short term. We need to wait for a range breakout, and we won't really have any, let's say, evidence until one of these key levels here is broken. To the upside, it would be the 1290 level, 1290, and to the downside it's this support level of 1130. Anything in here is really a broader range in which we're trading. You could see all of this as some kind of a triangle pattern, for example. I can put that onto the chart. We talked about that before, and also in the Bitcoin video is quite similar. Yeah, all of this just as a larger triangle, and there's a few ways of how this can be drawn as well. So just sort of a consolidation pattern. We actually had a few triangles in here. Each of them broke out to the downside. As you can see here, triangle, triangle. And we always had a reaction to it as it moved into the apex. Yeah? And this is just one larger triangle possibly. If we now count it as a triangle, as an Elliott Wave triangle, that's a completely different thing. But yeah, it's possible, you know. In the Elliott Wave triangle, we could just make another low. And here for Ethereum, it's a bit more complex than for Bitcoin, because of course, here in this scenario, there's a bullish case and a bearish case. I've always said that we can focus on higher as long as we're holding the yellow support box, which on the flip side means if we lose the yellow support box at 1130, we are obviously losing support and will most likely retest the next support level, which would be at 1075 and then $1,000. But the difference here to Bitcoin is that as soon as we lose key support levels, we're probably going to make a new low below the 9th of November low, you know, for and that would be a completely new low in the bear market for Bitcoin, whereas Ethereum still has good support at, first of all, 1075 and then $1,000, and it's really only below $1,000 that the overall bullish chart context here for Ethereum gets seriously challenged. I mean, it's getting challenged now, but it would get unlikely, so we have to scrap it by then, right? And then if we lose the $1,000 level, we have to assume we are going to take and break the June low of $880. Okay, so that's sort of the bearish interpretation. But in the bullish one, we take a look at that first. We can say that this here was a wave one, right? And then there's two possibilities: imminent bullish breakout. The first one is here a wave one up, a wave two down to around 1175, and we are now in a wave three. And this wave 3 consists of a 1-2 setup now, and we would move up in a wave 3 of 3 next. That would be the bullish interpretation of this, the very bullish one. However, I haven't seen enough evidence for that yet that we say we have a 1-2-1-2 setup. I did have that on the chart before. It's still possible, but we have retraced here a little bit too much. I don't find that too likely anymore. Yeah. In that interpretation, I would really see this wave up here as a wave 1 and this here all as a wave 2, but it's not convincing enough. Yeah, we would now be moving up next in a wave 3. I mean, if now, you know, if you see now the price get out of this triangle to the upside and break above that wave B high at 1290, then this would be the count 1-2-1-2. Until then, I would rather expect one more low here in the red wave 2, because this is the other bullish interpretation that we say we had the wave 1, yes, but a deeper red wave 2 that the wave 3 hasn't even started yet. And in this scenario, we would ideally expect, and I talked about that on the Bitcoin chart as well, so they are aligned short term, that I've been looking for one more low here in a Y wave, and that has just to do with the internal wave count here and the structure of this latest move to the upside, which currently looks like a 3-wave structure. So it would be, no, the count was correct, but I have to just change the internals here. I would say this was an A, this currently is a B, and the lower C is still coming. Going to explain that in a minute. So it just allows for one more deeper retracement, right? So here one. Okay, more like that. That we say this is just a deeper wave 2 at the moment. That's valid as long as it's holding here the 1130 level. So that we had in this wave 2 a W, X, Y correction, and we're now in the Y wave. The Y wave consists of A, B, C. Wave A is done. Wave B might be done if maybe we hit here this resistance trend line and would then come down in a C wave. That's all possible. So my view is one more low here in the, let's say, bullish case, and then we have a wave C complete of Y of 2 and could then move up. But this is of course not guaranteed. I would want to see a more substantial breakout to the upside to say straight away we are breaking out, and the key level remains for me the 1290 level, and then we can talk further. In the very, or let's say again, the bearish interpretation subdivides into a very bearish, which would be a new low, or sort of just short-term bearish, but actually we're going to hold the $1,000 level and have a chance to restart and reset this deeper wave 2, yeah, if we come down. And that interpretation would be that we say on the way down here, this was really only a wave 3 down of some sorts. All of this is currently a wave 4 triangle, and we would make another low in wave 5, but hold the $1,000 level, then the overall chart context hasn't flipped bearish, and we would still most likely move up. But it's only really if it depends on now really the nature of that last leg down. If we break, again, it all comes down to the $1,000 level. If we break that, we're gonna flip the whole chart context bearish. By the way, Elliott Wave triangle, we would say this was a wave A, here a B, here a C, here a D, and we might now be in a wave E and would then break down. But again, it's still the key level here of 1130 that will be of relevance to very short term decide and get a signal if things are breaking out here. So, you know, we're sort of stuck in the range here. Again, yesterday I recommended to people just sort of zoom out, you know, just all of these short-term price movements, see them in perspective. Yeah, I know a lot of people want to be kept up to date with those shorter term price movements, but as you can see, we are still in the range, so we carry on here. But eventually it is those lower level waves that will confirm the higher level patterns, and these are really what create the meaningful price movements on the chart and will lead either to a new all-time high or a new low. So see everything in context, because if you zoom out of the Ethereum chart, you actually see the potential. And yesterday I talked about price targets in the video. I mean, we're talking here about in the next all-time high $8,000 to $10,000, whereas, you know, in the very short term we're talking here about very minor price movements. Even if we make a new low and get down to 650, considering the potential long term, this is really just short-term fluctuation if you really zoom out. Okay, that's my update about Ethereum. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.